Hey everyone, it is Havo High here, bringing you another video on Dragon Ball Z Sorta Dokkan Battle. We are doing now part 3 of the history of Vegeta using Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle cards, and it's been fun. If you haven't watched part 2 and part 1, feel free to go check that out. I think part 1 the sound's a little goofy, but this should be kind of similar to part 2. Kind of noticed that after the fact, but we are chronologically timelining the Dokkan Battle characters, the cards that you get on Dokkan Battle, and try to put them in order here. So we have gone through now the Cell Saga, and we are now going into the Buu Saga. So once again, click on the links below if you haven't seen part 1 or part 2, so you can kind of go through this journey with me. So the Buu Saga is an interesting saga because it's fairly long, but there's a ton of stuff that happens in this, and it gets kind of crazy. Introduction of the higher world and the Kais, and the introduction of Babidi and Buu, this crazy character that the whole universe fears. A lot of good stuff that happens on this, but particularly in Vegeta storyline and history, this is when he becomes so layered, and the Buu Saga, it's all about his pride, and you'll see his pride as the main focus of all of this. And he becomes more complicated and such a more deep character. That's why I love Vegeta so much. He's, in my opinion, the best character in Dragon Ball Z, especially, and maybe even the Dragon Ball universe. Even though Goku is the front man, Vegeta is right up there. So let's get started with the cards, and you see here is the Buu Saga infamous. I don't know if it's infamous, but at least for me is we have a outfit change, and that's Vegeta in his blue onesie. So he's without the chest piece now, so this is a different look for Vegeta. And yes, it is a onesie, it's a leotard, and kind of looks funny on that first picture there, but it still looks pretty cool in the second, the Dokkan Awakening of this card. The gold toe is real. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, the gold toe, check out part 2 of the video. Those who saw it understand what I'm getting at there. And this is the outfit that Vegeta wears throughout this saga here, and this is the only saga that has Vegeta with this outfit here, with the no chest plate armor, the Saiyan armor. So at this point in time, Cell has been defeated. Years of peace. Goku's dead. So kind of the whole beginning of the Buu Saga is Goku's dead, but he's going to come back for the World Tournament, and he's going to come back as Angel Goku. And then craziness happens because Babidi is a part of it and trying to gather energy to summon this character Majin Buu, which we kind of don't know anything about, and the introduction of the Supreme Kai. But Vegeta is important in this factor because all he wants to do is just to have a rematch with Goku. Goku's been dead. He hasn't been able to get this rematch all the way back from the Saiyan Saga. Remember, before Goku and Vegeta could even do a rematch, they had to fight Cell, and and Goku died and sacrificed himself when he beat Cell. I bet you if Goku had survived and they were both Super Saiyans at this point in time, that would have been a battle that would have happened if Goku did not die. So Vegeta was very excited that Goku was coming to do the World Tournament, and but shenanigans happen, as what happens in Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball in general. And what happened is the entry of Babidi and the Supreme Kai, and this whole Buu situation. So interestingly enough, at the next part here is going to be the introduction of one of my favorite Vegetas, and probably a lot of people's favorite Vegetas here, and that is Majin Vegeta. So how did Majin Vegeta come about? Basically what happened is Babidi, this little sorcerer individual, as they were kind of fighting through and trying to get to Babidi here in Supreme Kai, they noticed that Vegeta still had a little evilness in him, and the evilness probably comes from, you know, his, once again, that pride, that wanting to defeat Goku, and of course all his years with the Frieza army. There's still that level of evil within him, just enough for Babidi to create his spell and turn him into a Majin. And the Majin with that little M there is the increase of his power, which he got a huge power boost here, and really amplified his evilness. So this portion of the history here is a wild one, you know, because we were now thinking that Vegeta was a hero. He was joining the Z-Fighters. He saved Gohan and Earth for distracting Cell. He has been, you know, stronger. He has Trunks as his kid, loves Bulma, and this happens. The evilness gets amplified, and the birth of Majin Vegeta. So the middle picture is really where this card comes from, and this is one of my favorite cards. Now, I haven't pulled them on any of my main accounts yet, so those who play Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, I haven't got Majin Vegeta yet. My favorite character. I've tried though, guys. A lot of Dragon Stones have been sacrificed for this. So what happened was, when he became evil, he then goes back into the World Tournament. In the bottom screen there, he actually destroys and kills a bunch of innocent people just to force Goku's hand in fighting him, because Goku really didn't say, well, hey, there's other things going on, we got to take care of that. He goes, no, you are fighting me and fighting me now. And that ensues another amazing battle. And once again, this is the topic of pride. Hey, I am a Saiyan elite. You are still a low, a low rank Saiyan, and you're still getting so much stronger, but I am now stronger than you. That's kind of where he thinks at this point in time. The introduction of Super Saiyan 3 hasn't been revealed yet, but at this point in time, Super Saiyan 2 is attainable by both Goku and Vegeta, and this ensues here, and that is the fight between Super Saiyan 2 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Majin Vegeta. Great action here. I still like the Saiyan Saga's fight with base form Goku and Vegeta better, but this one definitely was. A lot of people were tuning into this when this happened. So Vegeta was, in a sense, slightly more powerful. We don't know if Goku just did not want to go Super Saiyan 3. Well, we know why he didn't do it, because it would have reduced his time. So we know kind of Goku was just holding back a little bit here, but Vegeta didn't know that at this period of time, and was kind of trying to humiliate Goku, and really a great speech at this point in time where, hey, this is my pride, and you're just that lowly person, and I'm now taking back my throne as the most powerful Saiyan in the universe. Unfortunately, that's not the case here. So what happened, as they fought, the amount of power that Majin Vegeta was given to Majin Buu was tremendous, and the creation of Majin Buu happened because of this fight. And then when Buu hatched, they knew that there was a more powerful enemy, and Goku and Vegeta stopped fighting, and then a kind of a crazy thing happened where Vegeta knocked out Goku and said, I'll handle this myself. This was also a portion at a time where you saw the mental strength of Vegeta, and Babidi could not control Vegeta, even though this is his spell and this power that he imbued in Vegeta here. So he was able to just do his number one thing, which is to fight Goku, but now he said he sensed this more powerful being, Majin Buu, and now he's gonna go fight Majin Buu. Now, that fight didn't go too well for Vegeta, and kind of goes into these next the cards. So this is LR Majin Vegeta, one of the hardest cards to get. If you guys already got this card, great. But then he Dokkan awakens into these two cards here, and then it becomes LR Majin Vegeta. This scene here is the final impact, where he's firing this powerful blast at Majin Buu, which thought that he was able to do some damage, but in reality he did not. because of the regeneration powers of Majin Buu. So he then said, you know what, now I gotta sacrifice myself in one of the most emotional, I would think, for Vegeta. I would say this and his speech in his death, his first time with Frieza, when he gets shot by Frieza. This would be then his second death here in Final Explosion. So this piece here is one of my favorite. Now I do have some issues with the LR card, and for those who have been watching my Twitch stream and maybe seen me analyze this card, this is the scene where it comes from. Now if you can look at the art here, there's some issues for me. One is the face looks really weird, and whoever did the art, whoever did the drawing of this, I wish would have stayed truer to the look of the animation in the anime right there. Vegeta looks a little bit too tall, a little bit too lean, especially in his kind of legs there. The proportions are just a little off, it seems like. A little bit longer of a kind of the hip and the quad there. So because remember, Vegeta is short, so kind of a lean calf. So it just kind of looked funny to me, and this is where it came from, and I wish he kind of hung in and drew it closer to the animation version of it, because it looks awesome when he's kind of stout looking right there. But all in all, still looks great, especially the background, whereas the ending background to this point in time. So let's take a minute here and enjoy this most emotional portion of the history of Vegeta, is where he talks to Trunks and he says, you know what, I'm gonna take care of this for you, my family here. What am I doing? This was my fault. I'm gonna take responsibility and sacrifice myself and to kill Majin Buu. So he does the Final Explosion. So this is the card that Dokkan awakens into the Final Explosion card here. So this is the what we call the other Majin Vegeta, because there's only two Majin Vegeta cards, this and LR. This is the troll card that a lot of people have. I have plenty of these cards. I just don't have I don't have this one. So this one leads into Dokkan awakening into the Final Explosion. So here is the clip here, the gifts here. So you tell me though. Now the card on the left here is showing him doing the Final Explosion facing left. Now there is the top one, he's facing right, and there's also a drawing that's very famous on that he's facing right. The question is, what is correct? Do you guys remember if it's left or right? So hashtag or comment below, Final Explosion facing left or facing right. So hashtag facing left or facing right. You let me know, and I'll tell you on the comments below. We'll see who gets it right on there. On the original anime, was he facing left or was he facing right when he's doing a Final Explosion? So at this point in time in the history here, he sacrifices himself as Majin Vegeta. He ends up dying here, and a lot of people thought that Majin Buu was going to be heavily damaged and was going to be defeated here. But once again, Buu's regenerative properties, he survived. So, and this probably is kind of like the middle point of the Buu saga, because there's a lot more to go from here. And now we know how powerful actually Majin Buu is at this point in time. So he passes. Vegeta sacrifices himself. He passes away, goes to the other world. A lot of stuff ensues in the middle of this, but Vegeta is really not seen. So Buu separates and becomes Super Buu, and absorbs Gotenks and Buuhan and Gohan and stuff like that. So what happens is Vegeta actually gets to return. So he uses old Baba, basically how Goku comes back for a day. Vegeta talks to King Yama, and King Yama is, yeah, man, Majin Buu is going to destroy this universe, and it's going to have issues with the other world as well. So I want you to basically come back. So this is the only Angel Vegeta card that we actually have in Dokkan Battle, and so he comes back as Angel Vegeta. There is no base form, which there should be one, base form Angel Vegeta, and I'll tell you why in a bit, because there's some issues of these cards that that has come out here, and we do have some discrepancies. So he comes back, and of course Vegeta finds out Majin Buu is still alive. He's like, yes, I'll go back. I'll have another go at Majin Buu. Of course, this Zenkai of dying. Of course, the Zenkai that Vegeta gets here is tremendous, and he returns, but he returns still not being able to hold a candle to Majin Buu, especially at his current form as Buuhan. You know, I think the most powerful Buu is Buuhan here. So Goku comes up with a plan and says, hey, we got to do something. So here's what happens. Vegeta and Goku merge together in Potara Fusion and creates the most powerful character in DBZ, in Dragon Ball Z. I think Toriyama said it multiple times that this is the strongest being that is at this point in time, as we don't know about Beerus and the Gods of Destruction, but in DBZ is Vegito. So Vegito is a great character. I love it because he's the dominant, is, you know, the Vegeta first versus Gogeta, which is the fusion dance. So Vegito here, I'll say Vegeta. Vegito here, there's a few cards, Dokkan cards that are presented here. So that first card, as you can see here, is from when he does merge, right here. Going back to this art here. And that first pose for Vegito looks awesome there. He Dokkan awakens into another a memorable scene where he kicks Buuhan, and Buuhan's face is like I actually should have put that clip in, but these are two amazing looking cards, great cards that you have, and the one to the right is still viable when you Dokkan awaken them. And then there's the other card here, which is not as good, but the card art is also not as good. But I wanted to show the other one first. And this is the other Gogeta here. I'm not Gogeta, Vegito here. I'm mixing everything up here. So this Vegito is once again base form. But what we don't see is he is still the most powerful being here, but he then of course turns into the most powerful being, and that is Super Vegito. And there's I forgot, there is one more card. That this card just got added on in a sense right before I was thinking about making this this series of videos, this history here. So this last card art looks actually pretty awesome. It's part of the World Tournament in Dokkan Battle, if you guys know what that is. So this is this portion here where he becomes Super Vegito, and this is then really the most powerful being in in DBZ here. So and these are really only one card that represents this epic character, and this character is the most powerful, and he's in a sense one of the most powerful cards in the Dokkan Battle game as well. He is still viable. When this card came out, it broke the game, just like how Super Vegito broke Dragon Ball Z. He could have killed Majin Buu, no problem. You know, they've said multiple times that if he wanted to, he could have killed Majin Buu, but because of all the family members being inside, he wanted to have the opportunity to see if he could rescue them. So thus, we'll get that in a second, where he ended up going inside of Buu and separating. So, because we'll find out in the retcon in Super why they actually separated. But these two cards are amazing in Dokkan Battle. A lot of people still are trying to pull this card. But Super Vegito is a staple and looks awesome. Look at that one to the left. It's just the art is badass. He's just standing there saying, "I am Super Vegito." So, after he thrashes Buuhan, and like I said, the power difference was so much different at this point in time. However, he didn't kill him. And he ended up actually going inside of Buu, and they ended up separating. Now it was kind of fuzzy and kind of understanding why they ended up separating, because the Kais told Goku and Vegeta that if they use Potara Fusion, it's going to be permanent. But we find out later is if you're not Kaioshin, if you're not a Kai, it only lasts an hour. We find that out in Dragon Ball Super, the retcon there. So they separate. However, once they separated, they're able to rescue the family members and everybody. Kind of only for a short period of time though, because more madness happens after this. They also release a portion of the Buu that kept him as stable, and the creation of Kid Buu happens at this point in time, and then leads me into these two cards. Now there's some issues here with these two cards. So once again, at this point in time, Kid Buu has been created. Kid Buu then fires this crazy blast that destroys the Earth and destroys everybody except for Goku, Vegeta, Hercule, the dog, and Majin Buu. That's it. Everybody on Earth gone. And Vegeta then fights Majin Buu here, Kid Buu that is, so it's now Kid Buu, fights Kid Buu, gets thoroughly thrashed. Goku fights him, gets thoroughly thrashed. They don't know what's going to happen. Vegeta comes up with the plan, and the plan was to use the Dragon Balls to summon and to wish everyone on Earth back, and for Goku to create a Genki Dama to do a Spirit Bomb to beat Kid Buu. Now these cards are an issue because these cards here don't have a halo above him. Now you might go, what do you mean? Well, at this point in time, Vegeta is still in that 24-hour span. He's still Angel Vegeta at this point in time. And you might then go, well, didn't he wish himself back? Because Purunga's supposed to make the wish. And I love that Purunga broke his rules. Oh yeah, it's an upgraded Purunga. It could wish all these people back, and he loses the halo. You are correct in that. So people that said, oh yeah, well, he doesn't have a halo at this point in time. He did when he was Super Saiyan, and these cards here actually represent Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. And the only time I remembered he was either at least Super Saiyan 2, because we don't actually know if he was able to do that after he died and after he lost his Majin ability. I would think he could. Was when he was still in Angel form. When he got wished back, he never went Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 2, which was kind of weird, because when he got wished back, he never became Super Saiyan. He was just fighting Kid Buu in his base form and getting thrashed. So this is a problem. These two cards here are incorrect. You might go, well, then maybe it's from a different timeline. It could be from a movie, things of that nature. But in the anime timeline, he's wearing the onesie. He has the gold toe, Super Saiyan 2, but they should have halos around him. As you can see right here in this picture when he's fighting Kid Buu, he needs to have the halo. So, because there is no base form Vegeta, there's no Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta without the halo. He was only base form when he came back to life. And of course when he was Majin as well. So in this saga, at no point in time he was Super Saiyan 2 without a halo. And I don't even know if he was Super Saiyan 2 with the halo at this, if you see in this scene here. I think he would have been, to try to even battle Kid Buu here. So tell me what you guys think. Am I incorrect here? Did Vegeta go Super Saiyan at the end? Is what I remember when Goku was able to throw that Spirit Bomb. Vegeta was just distract him in base form. And I remember Goku saying, "Hey, don't die. You just came back. Watch yourself." So comment below if I'm wrong. Tell me what your thoughts are here. So now this, of course, then leads into, and these are, I believe, the final cards. Yeah, so this leads us into the end of the Majin Buu arc, the Buu arc here, the Buu saga, and that's here's the base form. Here's the base form without the halo, right? I was just kind of talking about that. He never went Super Saiyan 2, so those cards are, I would think, errors and invalid. But hey, that's Dokkan battle. Hercule saves Vegeta because Vegeta just couldn't walk after Kid Buu beat him up, and Goku fires a Spirit Bomb. Spirit Bomb lands with the help of the Last Wish, the Dragon Balls, saying, hey, give Goku back his power. Fires, kills Kid Buu. Thank you, Dragon Balls. and we end the Buu saga, which kind of leads us into Super, but we won't get to that after at least we guys still cover GT, right? Quickly we'll cover GT, but that'll be in the next video. But actually, I'm gonna finish up this video with a non-canon portion of this timeline. So I just want to put it here because the reason why I put it here is because actually what the characters are wearing on these cards. And now I'm gonna go into Vegeta history. So that concludes the Buu saga, that is. I'm trying to remember if I missed anything there. So, but anyway, oh, of course I missed something. I remember I told you in the beginning of this was Pride was the #1 storyline to this. So at the end of the Majin Buu saga, this is the great speech that Goku or Vegeta does for Goku, saying you're the best. You've always been one step ahead. So he finally swallows his pride here. It does change in Super though, but he swallows his pride here and says, "Hey Goku, you're the best." And that was a really amazing moment in Vegeta's history here. Once again, makes him more complicated, more deep than I think a lot of the characters in Dragon Ball. So this then leads me into, like I said, the non-canon stuff, and this is actually the introduction of this character from Dragon Battlers and Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2, and then of course Dragon Ball Heroes, and that is Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. This was never a thing. This is not quote-unquote canon, and it's outside, but there are Dokkan battle cards that represent Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. So yeah, so this is what he looks like here. It looks awesome. I love the card art. There's no reference to this, so I can just kind of go through these real quick. So that's, and the reason why I'm putting it in the end of the Buu saga is, what is he wearing? He's wearing the blue onesie, right, with the gold toes. So this would be set in the time frame of the Buu saga, where of course Goku went Super Saiyan 3. So that's the reason why I put it at this spot here. And then the next card's here, again wearing the onesie, the blue onesie there. And this card is actually a staple. He's the strength Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta here. It's an amazing card to have. This is the non-Dokkan Awakened to the Dokkan Awakening here. Looks fantastic, great card art as usual. And there's one more card in the Super Saiyan 3 form, however, it is in GT fashion. And this, of course, will actually lead us into the next video, which will be the final video, which I will cover not only GT fairly quickly, and into the current series, which is Dragon Ball Super. So this was kind of a longer video here, but like I mentioned before, the Buu saga was very long, thus having a lot of cards. Of course, we also covered Vegeta as well. Tell me if you guys like this. I hopefully had fun, and thank you guys for watching this. Subscribe, like, of course, comment below. Love to hear from you guys. And also then click on the next one and final video for the series, and that is going to be part 4 of the history of Vegeta using Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle cards. Once again, thank you guys for watching. Keep on Dokkaning, and we will see you in a bit in part 4. Catch you next time.